wouldn't know this, but we have actually attempted to make candles twice before on the show, in the first season and then in the second season. But each time the segment was too long, so we had to drop it. So let's hope this makes it through to the episode. Okay, so we're going to make a candle. So very simple stuff is needed. I've got a pot with boiling water in it, and then I've got a tin can here into which I've put some wax. I've actually clipped the can here to the side of the pot so it doesn't jiggle around too much and it doesn't tip over. You don't want to mix your hot water with the wax, right? I have paraffin wax. You can get this at a craft shop, at a hardware, all those kinds of places. And I have also got some beeswax, which is very important, I think, in making nice candles. So it comes like this. You can just take off a sheet. You can actually roll these to make their own candles as well. But I'm going to pop it into my wax mixture. Those are the things that I'm going to use. I also have a little box, an old milk box that I'm using as my mold. You can use all kinds of things as your molds. You can use an old tin can. You can use small tins, large cones, depending on what size of candle you want. So I'm going to have kind of small rectangular candles, right? All right, so let's get started here. First thing we want to do is get your wax melted. So you're going to pop in, half fill your can with paraffin wax, which I've got melted there, and then put in about 3 or 4 inches square of beeswax. You don't need much more than that, okay? Then some craft shops sell these little things like this. This is dye, candle dye, and this is candle fragrance. So I actually have these for a while now. This one is like a mulberry fragrance. You only need to use a tiny, tiny amount in the candle. So I'm actually leaving it as a white candle, and I'm going to put in a teeny weeny little fragment of the fragrance, which is going to be more than enough for me. You want to keep your water on a slow boil, not too hard, not too vociferous. Let's prepare the mold. You need some wick, which again you get from the craft shop. 25-cent piece or 5-cent piece. You can use something else if you want. You're just going to tie the wick around there, like that. This is basically just to keep the wick steady in the bottom. And then kind of bend it. The nice thing about buying proper wick is that it's already got a little wax in it, so you can actually straighten it out if you want. Right? So we're going like this. You've got to be able to put that into the bottom of the mold and let it stand up. Right? Like that. And then I've got one here. I'm going to take a pen or a chopstick or a piece of wood or a pencil, and this is to hold the wick. Make sure that it's vertical. Wrap it around there, and if you look inside you'll see that my wick is completely vertical. Alright, and in the middle. So you want to make sure you put the pen right in the middle of your mold and hold it there like that. Okay, so basically, I'm going to switch off the water. Everything here is hot right now, okay? So I'm going to go like this. Unclip this. Get this into my right hand because I'm very right-handed. Remember, the wax is hot, but the great thing about wax is that it cools very quickly. And I'm going to pour this into my mold. Like that. Bring the wick center. And basically, whoops, just leave this aside to cool. You're going to leave it for an hour, 2 hours until it sets completely. Here is my little candle stand. I've got one that I did quite a while ago. You can see the wax is totally set there. So I'm basically just going to cut cut my mold. The nice thing about using a cardboard box or a drinks carton or something like that is that you can cut it. Whereas if I did it in a mold like this, a tin can, to get the candle out, what I'd have to do is plunge it in hot water to melt the wax on the outside of the candle and then turn it over, okay? So here, I'm going to just take a little snip and then I'm going to tear the whole mold away, if I can. And there you have it. Once I get the little square candle, cut the wick to the length I need. Light it. I cut it a little shorter. And there you have it, a beautiful candle using beeswax and paraffin wax.